I got
what's
a
mightier then?
I got a sword too, buddy.
So I'm
I
saying,
got a
so what's mightier?
That's a
Well,
good
I
that
question
skip.
he
Well,
asking.
I
that
Everybody?
it.
skip both. Well, I didn't choose between the sword and the pen. I skip both to say the word.
See, this what I did. I agree with the. It's a cliche for a reason. The pen is mightier than the sword, and this is why. I'm gonna say this again. The pen is mightier than a sword, bro. Because when before you can even think of a word, before you can even say anything, you have to think it, and that think is your pen. And when you bring that to the microcosm, when you wanna express your words, yeah, you can speak it, but in order for it to stand, in order for it to be more powerful, you have to have a pen. You have to write the shit down, especially when you're dealing with contracts and shit. I yield the flow.
So I got a question. So before the pen, you mean to say that our words didn't mean nothing? Didn't mean nothing when we speak?
There's no
That's not
such
what I
thing.
said. That's hold
There's
on. That's
no
not
such
what I
thing. Hold on,
said.
let me answer
I
that.
said, I said that before the word is the mind, and that mind is a pen that is writing that down in your mind. So yes, the pen is mightier than the sword because your mind is the ultimate pen. And when you bring that to reality, when you bring that to reality, you got it's a pen. You got to write down the word. You know what I'm saying?
It's both. The mind is not just a pen. The mind is everything. Is the pen is the book. Is the words that's right. And you can't just say the mind is a pen. No, the mind is all everything.
No,
But what Miss
the reason
Vicky
I'm
said
saying that
though,
is because the reason. Oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
nah, go ahead, bro. I'm after you.
I was just saying, bro, that yes, the mind is the Almighty, but before you think of a word, you have to write that down with a pen, and that pen is your mind. Your mind has to manifest that before you even say it or speak it. That is the true pen. And that's why you bring that to reality. Because before you can say the word this, word that, but where's that word coming from? It's coming from that ultimate pen, your mind.
But when you say it like that, Miss Vicky made a good point. It's one and the same though, because to even like when you say a word, it's in your memory, memo, if y'all write it down, and then the first, like you said, the first memory, the first memo is in your brain. It's like a written pen, and then you naturally could write it down from your brain. So what Miss Vicky was saying was, I think they're both one and the same, and I was just wondering what she was saying on that one
Hey,
though. Y'all
hey,
like my fault.
how do you get anything into your memory? How do you manifest anything?
There's only one way. Only one way.
Your mind, right? Your
You
mind,
see
your
it.
memory has to go through
You
your
see it.
memory has to go through your mind. Your memory has to go through your mind. It has to.
You have to see it.
It's consistent. Your memory is consistent. Is in your mind. Your
Right. It's
memory is
part of your
held in your
mind.
mind.
It's part of your mind.
Yes. But in order to have that memory, you have to have a mind.
Right.
You have to.
That's the binary code. It
So the
come with the.
pen,
It come
But you
come
have to
together.
see the
that's what I'm
word.
saying. And that yes, and that you don't have to see. No, you really don't, bro, because you can have a mind and you can be blind, bro.
You'll never
And
know
you
what
can
a
see it
word
with your
is.
and you can see it with your mind. But I'm saying you can have a translator.
You see, bro,
You know,
you just make my point when I say when I say yo, I skip both to go through the words because you just said somebody could have a mind, meaning that he have a pen. He have a pen in his mind, like you was trying to tell me, but he can't see a real pen in real life and a real paper in real life. So all he got is his words. So you're trying to tell me that person won't be able to survive in
hey,
our
hey,
society?
but we have pens,
Most
bro.
deaf people
There are
can't.
pens.
Most deaf
Pens
people, if they
exist,
don't
bro.
know,
Pen pens exist. We do have pens, so you can't use that analogy. We have pens, and in this society, we need those pens. We
But what
need
about
them.
a
In
blind
every
person? What about a
society.
blind person?
Can I interject, please?
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Bursting bubble.
No, I was just gonna mention that when we talking about the breakdown of the analogy, what are we truly considering? Are we considering the analogy itself as a literal translation, or is it a philosophical one? Does the pen mean the collection of the minds? making the movement? Is that what the pen is? Is the pen the crown? It's an entity in itself to which you really cannot hold. Is it that? Or is it what we're saying? The pen is mightier than the sword because the refinement from the sword came from the derivative. It started from the hand, from the conditioning and the memory of the hand. It's an extension of you, right? But you can only become so great as to yield their sword after refinement. So what are we saying? Is the pen itself a state and entity to which there is no true owner? Or is it a collection of the minds? I yield the floor.
True. That sounds sweet and intelligent at the same time. And I want my brothers and them to stay on intelligent level. Now let me give you a little piece of that also. If you're a contractor or a construction worker or a man that design homes, a man that builds certain things, yeah, you can know how to do that, right? Without using the education of a pen or a paper. But for your son who grew up with his mother down the road and then grew up under you, for him to learn that you have to put it on pen and paper for that man to catch. You can't
Stop right there. Can I cut in? Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I shouldn't cut in. You could continue and make your point, then I'm cutting.
All right. The biggest thing that we as Nubian people is afraid of is reading and writing. And I don't know, we developed reading and writing. We developed that. So why are we so afraid to see the fact of the penmanship is the strongest thing we have? We can't get around that. Today's time, no matter how you try to phantom in your head that I don't need to read and write, you can't get by in this world without reading and writing. Someone always gonna be able to take advantage of you if you don't know how to read and write. Always. I yield it.
So I
So Miss
want to
Vicky
say
was
this.
right though. It's more of like it's the memo, which is your brain, like the memory, and then it's the memo that you write down. It's like one and the same.
Yeah. You know how many good ideas I had, and you know what I read? I read one time that the smartest people around keeps a diary. And I brought this up on Vegan Warrior show the other day. And them brethren really caught me onto it, and I caught myself onto it. Because I be having so many smart ideas that if I don't write it down, the air that I speak, the words that I speak, don't hold solidarity. Because 2-3 days from now, I'm gonna completely forget about what the hell I said or what I thought. But if I had wrote it down, it's got power for me to go back and observe what I just put down.
I'm not
I
disagree
agree.
with
I
you,
agree.
but it's because
Uh,
we give our power. Like it's because we give our power to the pen. Before that, we had the power. We had the power to remember so many things at a time. And we remember things that happened 10 years ago, like 15 years ago, and we could
okay.
tell our children, we could tell our grandchildren. So when you say that
Okay.
it, so I remember if I remember earlier you said that if you know how to build like a house or something like that, and would your grandchildren know how to do it if you don't have pen and paper? I would say yes, they could, because back in the days we didn't always have pen and paper is something that's new, and
Hey,
we was doing everything.
Raul. Can I say
Yeah,
something? Like, oh, yeah, we didn't have pen and paper, but we had sticks and dirt, bro. You can draw shit in the dirt, bro. You
but
can
that's
write in the dirt. You know what I mean? Same thing as a pen.
but
Hey, Raul.
I understand that, but I'm trying to say
Hey,
I'm
let
trying
him
to
build y'all till we done, y'all. My fault. No disrespect. Let him build
go
till we
ahead, bro.
done. Y'all ain't
You
talking at
right.
all.
Oh yeah, I understand we had stick and we had dirt and all that, but I'm trying to take it to the level that where we didn't have to use none of that because we were so good like at remembering things. Like we could just like wake up and tell our kids and tell whoever, because we didn't need these things. We lowered down to these things. Now we need them now. It's because we brought ourselves to that.
Hold
There
on,
Hey,
you
may
go.
can
I?
I
May
can I
I?
say
There
It's
you
the
something?
other way
go. There
around.
you
Can I say
go.
something? Can I say
I
something?
think that if you don't use both of them,
Go
like Miss
ahead,
Vicky
Star.
was saying, if you don't use both of them, because you can't just remember everything And like the last person was talking about, you can't just remember everything. You have to write it down and go over and over it again. That's the art of life. And I think that's one thing we're missing. And that's what makes us go down is we don't, what Nadi was saying, we don't read and write.
Facts,
And we'll forget and it's over with if we don't do that. So you
Can
need
I ask
both
a
of them.
question?
Let's start go right quick, man, because he's been trying to run.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, writing is another word for recording. You know what I'm saying? And that memory, that has to do with memory. So when you writing, you remembering shit. It's an imprint on your memory when you write shit. So it's interchangeable, but that's what writing is. It's remembering shit. So it's the same. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
Facts.
I'm not disagreeing with
Hold
you.
on,
with
bro.
your
Facts.
Hold on, Raul. Hold on, Raul. It's on you, Vicky.
Two questions. One, how do you truly become immortal? Two, don't start.
Burst them bubble, Empress. Burst them bubble.
Two, when we lose all of these communications that we got right now, so we lose our language, we lose the ability to write and read. I find it funny that we always somehow go back to that highest form of communication that we don't use on a daily. Because, no, brother, it's past that pen. It's past the pen at this point. That's what I'm saying. At this point, we talking about we lose all forms of that. What are we left with? That's the answer I want.
Telepathy.
That's the way I wanted to.
Hold on,
Raul.
Raul, you got it right after me, Raul. Let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
I've been waiting too. Look, I'm gonna answer your question first, Vicky. How we come immortal? I mean, if you ask me, I'm gonna just answer my question. We come immortal by dying, and shit. That's my answer. And then what we have left is the mind, and that's what I want to get back to, because I understand what my boy was just saying. Because the boy Jai, he was just saying how we forget shit, bro. Like that's just how we are. And listen, the reason you got to agree with that is because we live in a time, Raul, that we're not in, bro. We don't have the memory we used to have. We have to write shit down. And if somebody was to build a house for their kids, he don't have to write it down. All he have to do is go look at that motherfucking house, and that was the pen, because he built it with his pen, and that's his body. He built that motherfucking now standing there. All his son got to do is go through that bitch and examine it, reverse engineer it, break that bitch down and build it up again.
Now let me rebuttal.
Can I?
The second part of that question is in reflection to the first. I said, how do you become immortal, right? And the second question was, if you take away all forms of communication, such as writing, reading, and language, what are we left with?
All right. So can I say this, right? I agree with the brother when he said that you become immortal by dying, because to me, I believe that death is rebirth. So I agree with him. But when it comes to the mind thing, I disagree because I agree on the part when he said all we got is our mind, and that's where I wanted to sit. That's why I've been wanting to talk about. That's why I say that is we remember in the beginning the sister saying that the pen and the mind is one and the same. It is one and the same, but the mind is bigger, because you have you have a pen in your mind and a memory. And so whenever you get rid of that physical pen and paper that we don't have, we go back to the mind and get it back again. So if we could use just that, we don't need the pen and paper.
My opinion of it, my fault. My opinion of it, I'll be doing this little weird word stuff. And I took like maybe 100, 200, 300,000 words, broke them down to their raw word, then put them in their picture form, drew it, and then took it to its original picture, shit like that. And I'm trying to say is I mentally cannot comprehend people living without words and language. I could not comprehend mental telepathy or people, the world going around without sound.
May I ask why?
Can I speak on the immortal thing?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I would say. I feel like we all got a piece of the source, like collectively. I think we are already immortalized, but if you want to say direct identity, like your identity to be immortalized, I think that would be a different thing. But our essence our essence, you know, who we are, our energy, whatever fills up our physical body, that's already immortal. It don't. It's already that shit goes on, you know, forever. In my opinion.
Right.
Yes,
Shit,
yes,
man.
yes. There you, can I
I,
respond?
go ahead,
Go ahead.
bro.
Go ahead, Turk. No, go ahead, Turk.
No, I was just gonna say the same shit, bro, and I'm tired of saying the same shit, bro. Go ahead. Because what they saying, bro, he was like if you take away all that, he said you have to, he said that pen is in your mind, and in order to get that pen back, you got to think of it. But I wasn't saying that. I was saying that that pen is your mind. When you take like I'm not saying that the pen is like your mind is a pen. I'm saying that your mind is a tool that can be used as a pen.
Your mind is the tool. Your
That
mind
can
is
be,
the pen.
and that's what I'm saying. It's only a pen. That's all it is. It's only a pen.
But I was
That
trying to agree with Miss Vicky. She was saying that like the pen in the hand, I mean it's all an entity. Like the brain, and the hand is one entity. So when my brother Raul was saying word is in between the hand and the mental. Whichever one you do, you have to one. It's one and the same. Like you can't get out of it's a memory. They both the same word, except for in English it's just that's all.
The
Yep.
pen is the intention. The sword is the manifestation. It's the refinement. But when I ask you, when we take those
Tell mama to
things
turn on her internet.
away, what are we left with?
We left
The
with
What
mental
are we
part one.
truly left with?
Looking at each
If you
other.
Because
ask
that
me,
goes into the immortality. And I mean,
the
not in the
mental
physical
pen.
representation as far as your light being immortality in the current space we occupy.
That's
That.
I think that's our mind. Like that's what I'm saying. My mind is not a part of my body. I'm work. My mind is. This is a video game, and I don't have a remote control. My remote control is my body, and my mind is controlling it. That's why my mind is the ultimate pen, and it's making all this shit.
Hey, can I ask y'all something?
Go ahead.
Why is everyone? Why is everyone? Why? I don't understand. I really don't understand. This is what my overstanding don't. This is why I don't understand. I overstand everything y'all saying. Cause I hate to say that like that, but I overstand all of that, bro. Like all y'all is understanding. It's crazy, man. Y'all put everything. Y'all say the power is mightier than you, the sword mightier than you, everything mightier than you, the
I never
mind,
said that.
everything. Listen,
I'm
not you. I ain't
saying the
talking about
physical
you. You never
sword
said that.
is
You said that
mightier
you
than
are.
you.
Hold on.
It's a manifestation
No, let me
of
say
your
this.
refinement.
Listen, it's everything. You didn't say that. I ain't mean everyone. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Well, some of y'all, because some of y'all did say the right things. What I was there with y'all with. You know, even Star. Oh, well, everybody say shit that I agree with. Let me say that first point. All right. I agree with all of y'all on the point, right? But y'all missing what the sub is. Y'all missing the underlying point. Y'all missing the underlying point. Like what make you breathe? Make you breathe with your subconscious? Your subconscious blink your eye or do your
What you
mind
said?
blink?
What you said, Huey? What you said, Huey?
I say, do you first think with your mind to breathe or do you subconsciously breathe? Meaning the underlying thing under you breathe.
It's still part of the mind, though, bro.
It's part of the
Right.
mind. But
But it's
It is.
autonomous.
my
It's a
point
part
is
of my mind.
It's
the
autonomous.
subconscious,
All
the
right, let's take
subconscious is part of your mind, right?
yeah.
The subconscious control more than you know. Would y'all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all will agree, right?
This
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
This the
100%.
thing, Huey. This the
100%.
thing, Huey.
No, I don't agree
Look
with
at my
that, brother.
I don't agree because I look at my subconscious as my mind. It's
Okay,
one and
that
the
is it's a
same.
part of
Like
your
that's
mind.
like
It's one and the same. That's what I'm
Your
saying. My point.
subconscious can manifest things without your conscious control. Yes, I will say that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Your subconsciously,
right.
you think that you counting your breaths, but you breathe and you open your eyes subconsciously. That ain't something that you thinking about doing. Something about you thinking about doing is writing a word. Something that you thinking about is thinking about the words that you want to write. This is what you do with your mind.
But
Now the
Huey,
subconscious.
can I say? Can I add?
Hold
Can
on,
I add
let
to
him
what?
finish. Let him
All
finish,
right, go
Mr.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, let him finish and then let me come in on that because I got something for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yuri.
All right. So you
The subconscious mind. Go ahead, bro. I'm trying to help you remember.
you subconsciously think and open your eyes and shit on its own. You have no control of that. We would know how many times we would do that, right? Other than that, you got to equate that to infinite possibilities to everything. If you don't equate that thought with everything that's being created, the subconscious was created everything before you got here. That's the underlying point, the things that got you here. All right. So once you realize that you were the thought that made you appear and reappear. When you inhale and exhale, you dying and opening and closing. You closing, open, closing, open, close, close, or open. You don't even realize that you're going in and out of death and light, because that's how close that your subconscious is to your mind. But your still got its control and space with your mind, and your mind is still you. But subconsciously, you are doing you in your free will, meaning your heart, your lungs, and everything is subconsciously doing them. You ain't got no control over them either, because they are them. They know that the heart said, man, look, I'm me. I'm doing me. I don't give a fuck what nobody else doing. I'm gonna let this vessel breathe. And my lungs said, shit, bro, I'm me too, bro. We the same thing. My lungs, my heart, my kidney, my mouth, my mind, my subconscious, all of the same time, like they was controlling this vessel.
Huey, I'm gonna rip your ass up when I get my turn, boy. I can't.
Damn,
Yo,
Go
somebody
ahead,
mute
Huey,
me.
bro. I don't.
let me come in right quick. Huey,
No,
you're right.
no.
You're right.
I don't want him to rip my ass apart first. Go ahead.
Yeah.
My
Stop.
bad, bro.
Stop. Hold up,
I'm
big brother.
tripping.
Hold up. Let me get it. You're right about the subconscious vibe, right? But the thing you're not in recognizing is consciously you have to eat. Consciously you have to pick fruit. Consciously is directing your ability to survive on this planet. Yeah, your heart will beat until you stop feeding it, and your subconscious gonna die out because your heart can't beat because it ain't getting the nutrients it needs. So your conscious, you got to work with your conscious level, and look at it this way: the subconscious is in the actuality, and the conscious is in the reality. Now, yeah, we can have a subconscious be strong as fuck, you and I. We can be strong as fuck, but for us to communicate, we got to consciously to come together in a physical form of reality to be able to communicate, Roger. Consciously. So me writing you, me shaking your hand, me physically speaking words out my mouth, that's physical, that's in the physical reality form. And that don't add in with I don't need this because of my subconscious. I do need it. I'm manifested in this body right now. You understand? So I have to be able to use this body for what it's for. It's to keep
Yes, I
going.
agree. I agree,
Can I add?
Brethren. That's big up.
Wait,
Can
Big
I
up.
add to that, or somebody
Big
else
up.
got stuff?
My bad. I ain't cut you off. I agree with you. That's big ups. I'm just saying, after all of that, that was you. It wasn't no pen that did it. Now you letting me know that you are mightier than the pen, the sword, the word, everything. Because without the word, I can know that I'm hungry. I eat. Before I knew that I utilized a word and could speak, I was telling my mama that I was hungry. I didn't even know I needed to eat. You hear me? Before I'd even know what eat was and the drink was, I came out of
there.
rest for my tip before I knew what it was. I said,
You
There it
damn, this look
is.
like something that I can eat off
you
of.
thought you didn't know. You thought you didn't know.
There it
That was
is.
the underlying. That was the
You think you didn't
subconscious that
know.
let me know. That was
Hey,
the
That's
and,
that's
underlying
that's what I'm talking
that
about
let
right
me
there. How do we communicate without pen and paper? Cause ain't
know.
nobody answered that. Y'all gave me answers, but ain't nobody gave me the answer. How do
I
you
was gonna respond
communicate?
to that, but go ahead though.
Go ahead.
yeah, it's on
With
you,
natural
Star.
signs and symbols and feeling, or natural ability. What we was given, our natural antennas, our natural ability. I knew what my mama was before I even seen a pen to know what a pen was.
That's
You know
good.
what a pen You know what a pen also do, y'all? A pen is the trapped cells. This is why they lock us all in jail cells, because they got all the cells locked in the pen. And when you dealing with that paperwork of the pen, this is the same box that you get locked in.
But now we talking about the pen as an entity. See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
Pen is always entity. The pen is a capsule, right? That hold liquid inside. The liquid inside is dark, right? This is the same thing that's inside of you. You are a pen, a capsule, and your account is written inside DNA, and you are spewing out all of that you walk around in your ways.
Hey, Huey.
And that's the point I really wanted to
Let's
make.
start go.
I was just gonna respond to what Victoria was saying and what Huey and the brother Natty was saying about subconscious, but I wanted to get back to what Victoria was saying about how do we communicate without the pen and the paper. And the only thing I could see as far as communication would be it would be ethereal, like telepathy, like, you know what I'm saying, like where you can feel, like where you can feel someone's intent, you know what I'm saying, you can feel someone that you know what I'm saying, where if your energy is on the frequency, though, I feel like there's a level of frequency in order to tap into where you don't have to use no paper. It's either mental, it's like just a mental type of charge that's coming towards the other person to respond to that shit, or it's just a certain type of action, body language, you know what I'm saying. It's just body language. Like if I was deaf, you know what I'm saying, I'll just be like, come here. I'll be waving my hands, doing something, you know, to communicate.
Sign language.
The only two levels I would think about is that body language, sign language, or telepathy, some type of mental or spiritual feeling that somebody gets, you know.
Okay.
What we doing
so
right
you
now?
close. So
we
you close.
right
You
now
very
with
close.
words.
But I wanted
very, very close.
But there's one other thing I wanted to speak on as far as subconscious. Is there really a subconscious, or is it all encompassing of just the conscious?
Man,
itself?
you took it, bro.
All encompassing.
You fucking took.
There ain't no subconscious. It's just all.
We don't know that, right?
Yeah,
that's why it's called. That's why it's
go
my
ahead,
bad.
go ahead.
I'm tripping. My bad. But that's why it's called subconscious. But it's the conscious. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I was saying. I want y'all to understand how strong the mind is. You know, somebody could kill themselves just by thinking about dying, just by wanting to die. That's not subconscious. That's your mind. You can kill. I ain't gonna say you could kill your subconscious, but that don't mean that your subconscious is powerful. I mean, it's powerful, but what I'm saying is, the mind can take you. Like you can kill yourself just by thinking about some dumb shit. Just you can do that. You can. You know what I'm saying? And with the oh, that's really all I wanted to say.
And I was gonna speak on the subconscious thing, like. You can, like, literally, it's like intertwining, because you can, like, even though your mind blinks or your eyes blink on their own, you can think about blinking your eyes, and you can think about stopping your heart. If you hold your breath long enough, or you put yourself in a certain condition, you can literally think about how to stop those things. You wouldn't want to do that, but you can think about it, even though those things where y'all speak on is acting on its own, like subconsciously, but you can consciously, you know, stop that shit if you wish. You know,
yes, you can, but you gotta think about it. You gotta. That's when you fighting the forces of letting your subconscious operate naturally. That's what we doing. We going against our natural force of nature by fighting it and thinking the things, trying to count how many times we blink, or holding your breath and shit like that. See how long you can hold your breath without your subconscious kicking your ass before you die. Because the only way that you can do it, you gotta hold something around your neck and put something to cut the circulation off. Because your subconscious is gonna kick in, where that motherfucker's gonna be like, bro, I need winning. And you gonna try to hold your mind. Your mind is gonna try to hold that thought. Well, I don't need to do that. But your subconscious is gonna say, fool, your ass gonna die. You gonna say, yeah, you right. This is how you gonna think inside and outside yourself. Because if you never talk to yourself, you ain't never known yourself. Now, if you don't know that it's a difference between your lower mind and your higher mind and your middle mind and your further mind and your mind that was shared all the way out, you never found yourself to bring yourself all the way back together, because you was spread out so far and thin that your conscious ran from you like the wind. Soon as you thought about some shit, your conscious hit the ground and started running in.
Bro, we don't know if we have all those subconscious. Bro, I'm just saying.
Think about that one.
It's on.
It's right in front of your face.
We only got one.
So your went up and all around. Your sub mean under. Your submarine is under the water. It's down. Down in the deep.
It's one though. It's one.
That's the sum. I say the sub.
And I was going to say about Victoria too. The other one would be by force, Victoria, by brute force. Put out your intention by brute force to get a motherfucker to do what you want them to do without the paperwork, without the verbs, without the words. You just action. It would be an action.
Force up its natural ability. Now you got to come force me. The same thing. That's you going against my natural nature, because my natural nature is to stand right here. I ain't got to show you no paper. Now you're gonna use force.
Victoria was speaking on how do we communicate, without the paperwork. That's what I was responding to. Go ahead, though.
It's the force. Ain't no paperwork. It's the force. Fuck the paperwork. It's the force. Because I can have my paperwork and they can still use more force and aggression that'll override you with the paperwork. Because that's what they do. They try to take you and make you go to jail with your paperwork, and then you still got to get out. And they're not going to let you out with the paperwork. You have to utilize the paper that they want. Green paper. They ain't going to want your paperwork. They going to want some green paperwork.
That's what you say. That's what you say. I'm just.
And when you get out, what you're going to have to do after that? Some more paperwork. You got to do some paperwork to sue them, and then you're going to have to fight with that. That shit ain't gonna work. So that's what you got to do with your paperwork.
I'm curious to hear what Victoria's answer is to her own question. I'm curious to hear her response to that shit.
Yeah.
That's what happened with paperwork.
What is the highest form of communication?
Yep.
How is it that you, in this space, in this reality, become immortal? They go together.
No, what I was saying, though, I want to hear your response to your own question, though.
I'm getting there. I'm building. I'm dramatic, No, I'm just saying, the reality is this. 200 years from now, you will still know who Michael Jackson is. Why? Think about it. Really think.
Word of mouth.
The pen.
What about that mouth?
No.
Conversation. We communicate now without the paper and pen.
Not even that. Not even that. Not even that. There you go. There you go. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa. They're going to be saying that shit in 200 years still.
What he said, memory?
It's the fact of the things that we did pass down verbally. It was past just a conversation. It went into what you said. What'd you say? In order for us to communicate on that level, it's got to be something spiritual. It's got to be something telepathic. It's got to be something. Music is all of that. Because I hit you on a certain vibration with it. I could take you down. I could bring you up. I can release you. I can hold you. That music does all of that. It is that tapping into all of that, because before we had any of that, we always had that.
Wow.
Because exactly. You see what I'm saying? And I know exactly what you meant by that. If I'm in grief and I wail, you hear it, right? If I'm truly in pain, you hear it, right? Through my voice. If I'm hurt right now, you're going to know it. That sound, that music. When I speak and I command the room, that is power. But that's that power. That is the power that surpasses everything else on the planet, because it always was and it always will be. And it is our highest form of communication to one another on a basic human level. That is how you are immortal. That's how you are not forgotten. Exactly.
A vibration that you put out.
That's onomatopoeia, man. Like
that's not saying the pen might have been a sword in society we live in today, though.
Why? Huh?
Let me ask y'all this.
That's not saying that the pen is mightier than a sword in this society we live in.
She just threw the
Let me ask y'all this right here.
I don't see how is that.
No. No, she just made it more definite that the pen is mightier than a sword.
That was like a different topic. Just go with it.
Hold on. No matter what you say, Mama say, Mama sa, Mama makusa is gonna be played from here to there. If me go and say this, or Michael Jackson, I repeat Michael Jackson, and 30 years from now, it's not on recording. Like for instance, the other day, my kids was singing NWA, fuck the police. I seen them, I'm watching them. And you know how they was doing that? Because they was going off the pen and paper that is recorded for them to go back to see it. Yep. So if you don't, I can sit here and tell you A, B, C, D, E, F, G right now. 50 years from now, if I don't put it down, pencil and paper, it's going to end up it's going to end up AG 9 7 5 BC.
Yeah, Natty, your mic went down. Hey, Natty, hold up, Natty, your mic went down, bro.
That's true. I heard you. That's true.
Yeah, that little right quick. That little thing y'all keep saying Michael Jackson says in that song. That's not what he's saying.
Man, that ain't even the topic, bro.
Yeah, that ain't what we.
It's not, but if he want to speak on it, let him speak on it. If he want to talk,
hold on to talk. What do you think that message he was saying that he's saying?
He was half alien.
No. Say the something. Say what you think. Tell me what you think he's saying in that verse.
Onomatopoeia.
Let me ask y'all this question right here.
Hold on.
What do you think?
Hold on a second. Justin, hold on a second.
Hold on. He the moderator. Just the moderator.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Gary.
Hold on a second.
He the moderator.
I don't know why you keep. I don't know why the hell you keep interrupting me. Can you calm the hell down? All I'm saying is when you're saying.
No respect. Go ahead, Justin.
I just want to ask y'all this question right here to kill all that.
Like, what in the hell is wrong with y'all?
What y'all think about the power of prayer? Do y'all think prayer really goes somewhere, or where does prayer go? The different religions and everything else. When you're in meditation and you pray for something, the different people in all kinds of religions pray to different things, different things. And sometimes stuff.
You break it up.
You're asking where does prayers physically go, or you're asking what happens to the energy you send out from praying?
That's what I'm saying. What do you think about the power of prayer? Because y'all saying about these different things, but I'm saying what y'all think about the power of prayer, because prayer works in different religions and different dialects and everything else. What y'all think about the quietness? Because if somebody prays, you really don't know what they're praying for. They're praying in silence, or who they're praying to. Or what
I don't know. That depends. Am I praying against your prayer?
You gotta be a predator to pray. You gotta be a predator to pray.
I'm just trying to see what y'all think about the power of prayer, because they're talking about communication and about communication through language and everything else. But if you're thinking about something, it's about power within yourself.
Everybody got to mute your mic so we can hear them. Everybody got to mute their mic.
So y'all hear nothing I just said?
No,
you was a little muffled, bro. Go ahead, though, bro.
Somebody has air coming through. You good now, though?
No, what I was saying is, okay, when you got prayer, every religion, everybody that pray to different things and stuff manifests within themselves. So when you praying, nobody don't hear what you praying, nobody don't know what you praying to, but different people pray to different things and get stuff manifest. So I was just thinking about what y'all think about the power of prayer. Do you think it's something of that being making something happen for you, or you think it's within yourself thinking things to existence? Like you were talking about earlier, is you thinking within yourself you want something so bad? Is it because you thinking about it and praying about it, or you think really that being that you praying to is making something happen for you?
I think it's internal. It's you, man. It's you. It's your thought. The power of your thought. It's the power of your thought. If it's a being, you are already attached to the source. So that source is already coming through you, and you manifesting. You using that source or that energy in you to manifest that. Not to say that you detached or away from it. You always a part of it. You can never be without. It's always within. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead though.
What he said.
What he said.
I'm making sure everybody on the same page when it comes to that, because you know you got all these different people that
I don't know. I got a different opinion. That's just me, but that's me. So, like I said,
say your perspective. Go ahead.
I just that was part of it. Like I said, it depends. Are you talking about me praying against your prayer? Because that's the reality of it. If both enemies are praying against each other to have a downfall, what's the resolution out of that?
That's really a prayer, right? That's really prayer.
I think it comes into whose belief or whose confidence is higher, and that would be the successor.
But isn't that always been the argument? That's the
But yeah,
argument.
but I'm just saying it comes down to who has the more powerful fucking intent or the
In
manifestation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
self
Yeah.
power,
It's who's more strength, who has more strength in that department. You know what I mean?
mental power.
Why do you think?
Brethren,
Why do you think that every
brethren,
religion they say you got to
let-
believe? Every religion they say you have to believe.
yeah.
Believe. If you don't believe, and nothing won't happen. So guess what? You thinking within yourself, it makes sense because you believe. You're like sickness. You don't know if you're sick. Somebody telling you sick, or somebody. All of it is in the
The
power of the mind.
esoteric teachings teach you to believe in yourself. Think about that.
I wanted to say,
Somebody got some background going where Justin can't be heard.
I wanted
Somebody
to
got
say,
some background noise where he can't. When he talking, y'all, he muffled.
I wanted to say, I think it comes down to who's who's in line with the universe at that point.
Yeah, they
Man,
go
look,
along. They go along.
all of we have the same power. If you pray and I pray against your prayer, and you pray against my prayer, we both gonna come to not a good end. Because your power is just as much as my power, Bridget.
Nah, I don't agree with that, bro. I
Yeah,
don't agree with that.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I
you
think
have
that
to
kind of makes sense though.
hold on. You have to like have a strong internal. You gotta know that your prayers are gonna work before. Like if a motherfucker just pray and hope it work, it's not gonna work. But if you
I ain't saying
praying,
hoping it work. I ain't saying hoping it work. I'm
no,
saying
but
your
I'm saying
strength
you
is my
said
strength.
no, but you said everybody's strength is the same. Like everybody's strength is
Yeah.
not the same. But it's not. You
Okay,
got
let me show you a vibe. How many years Nubian man been praying to come up out of the grips of his oppressor?
who that?
Nubians, we people, our people. This
Oh,
the 99% that's not being ruled. How many years, how long has we been going through this earth that we've been in praying to whatever say entity it is? How long and how much have we been praying to come up out of our oppressors' grip?
I don't. You talking about as a collective? Because as a collective, you better know that everybody's
As a
not praying.
as a
Everybody,
collective, as an individual, however.
everybody as a collective, everybody is not praying for that. Some people are happy. Some people like this shit. And as an individual, it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's been a
Okay,
long time. You know,
Look.
As a
I say this.
collective during slavery, we
it was
prayed
a
for it.
it was a
exactly. And
time.
how many
Hey,
of us
we don't
came
know
from
that.
up under our?
We don't know that. Y'all, we can't speak on that, bro. We
Well,
don't
I don't
know,
know about you, but I
and
have I have my aunt's whip.
we don't
She
even know.
told me her
Like,
stories and what she went through.
hey, and my family can't even tell you about slavery at all.
So what y'all think about the Haitians and how they come?
All the
What
way,
y'all think about
all
the
the way
Haitians
to
and how they come
all,
through?
all the way to 1850s. Like it's nothing about slavery.
What
We
y'all think
land
about the
on this.
Haitians? What y'all think about the Haitians? How they broke through to be independent? How they were using voodoo and all that kind of stuff through the spiritual powers to make things happen through nature? What y'all
Thank
think
you,
about
because
that?
that's what I was gonna say next. And honestly, in response to your question, it is about what I believe and what I practice that's gonna give me that answer. If I sit here right now and say, I want you to drown later, are you gonna drown later because I believe that, or is a pipe gonna bust open in your house? What's real? As much
See,
as
when
I
you look,
may want that to happen, it might not happen how I want it, but a form of it could happen
I'm about to say
because
it
of
but
could
when you
happen just
dealing, when
because you
y'all
put the
dealing
thought
with,
out there. It can
you
accident
got
like
to
it can be some mysterious shit to take place just because you put the thought out there. Even when you think about certain shit about yourself, like a lot of people like when negative
That's
stuff
what I'm
happens,
saying.
like a lot of people say, damn, why me? Why me? Like what else is gonna happen? When you saying this stuff, you putting that energy out there for the possibilities for that shit to happen again, or even a worse
hey,
situation to take place.
one thing about it, though, big dog.
You writing it down with that pen, my brother.
Hey, one thing about it though, what y'all don't know, and you can talk things to, but you got a thing called spells and stuff like that you can put on people that people can't even help. You got a lot of spiritual work that going on out here in the world that people don't even know about. They really got to protect themselves and stuff like that. So, like you said, if somebody think a negative info on you, a lot of bad things will happen too because you ain't think a positive within yourself and got to protect you.
Exactly.
Well, you know what?
So,
Let's speak on it. How about we talk about the fact of
That's
everybody
wrong.
want to have a conversation about the Illuminati. Everyone likes to talk about what the Masons do. Everyone wants to talk about who's running this place and how they running it. Bruh, Jewish mysticism is real. Kabbalah is real. They know how to use that shit 100%. You better know it because you living in it. You living in the damn illusion right now. Right now. Right now.
No,
For the
you
fact
can
that
click
you
on.
get up, an average person, if an average person gets up and they look at their celebrity every day and they're happy about it, and this is a real part of fulfillment for their life, they're in the illusion. They trapped in that. But that's just one form. That don't mean out of the other 30 forms ain't gonna outweigh that one.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because all this what we living in is spiritual warfare. They got us in the mind frame that we in right now, whether we know it about. We saying debate about all this other stuff, but we got to get strong spiritually to stop the spells and the stuff.
Okay, but how do we get there when majority of our people been taught not to?
Yo, can I spread something to you right quick? Not to cut you off. The entities that there or the powers that's there to be is done with rituals that can add into a extensive on your prayer. Take for instance, a woman that want to be beautiful. You know how she going to be beautiful? She go and do rituals like put on makeup. You know what the makeup coming from? The makeup is coming from your essence, your children's placenta. They can do certain things, and they ain't praising no God. This ain't no God that they praising. They doing certain rituals to entice their prayers. You understand what I'm showing you? So you can praise whatever God you want to praise, but it's truly coming from, the power is coming from you, because you have direct contact with the powers that surround you of the universe.
Can I add to that?
One thing you would learn, man, one thing y'all would learn is all about the power of attraction. You feel what I'm saying? When you're dealing with nature and dealing with the powers of nature, it's about the laws of attraction. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that just somebody just make up. You know what I'm saying? The laws of attraction is real with magnetism and everything else we talk about. So when you got one that go with the other, you just got to know the formula. And the knowledge is the power. So once you know the formula to make certain things happen, that's why the spells and all that kind of stuff work to tell you to do certain things, because guess what? That's the law of attraction. Go lay this here. Go put this there. Say this.
Again, if I may, and I will leave the floor. We talked about. Thank you for whoever said that. I was going to say the laws of attraction is definitely there. It's real. But what we're talking about in general, back to the conversation I've said many a times, what do? You take that energy, you transform it, you manifest it. They do that every day. We do not do it every day in the same capacity. We may do it on a smaller scale, but majority of us will not even begin to tap into that power because of the fear mechanism. You have been drilled in your head to not do this. You have been taught as a Christian to not do this. You've been taught as a Catholic to not do this. You doing that is going in direct consequence to what God said. That right there keeps people trapped, because then they're not gonna go look, let alone practice, let alone apply. So right now, if I sit here and say, you know what, I feel gray today, I feel like I want my eyes to be gray today, what you think gonna happen later? They'll be gray. How long will they be gray? I don't know. But the days I walk out and say I look like shit and I feel like shit, that's exactly how people treat me too, like shit.
But see, check this out though. See, like this is how the opposers they access a lot of people through propaganda and influence. So they can access your being depending on what type of interest you might have. These motherfuckers tap into people all the time. Like when you said beauty, because people are interested in wanting to be beautiful, they can tap into you because of through your interest of something.
But I have to be beautiful to make you to believe I'm beautiful. I don't have to be beautiful at all. It's by the definition of whatever beauty is that you're running your standard off of.
What I'm saying is that people allow themselves to get tapped into through their interests, what they've attached their being to. You can get tapped into through influence.
Oh yeah, you can be pulled in that way. Yes, absolutely. But if I'm telling you I am, that's what it is. It's simple.
You telling me that, I have to agree. You could tell. I could tell anybody anything. That's your, even though that might be what your belief or your truth is. But if I don't agree with it, then it ain't so to me. It's only so to you.
I hear what y'all saying, but all that what y'all saying about beauty, all that, it's all about, like you said, however you define it. Because whatever you define, I can know the ugliest motherfucker on the earth or the fattest motherfucker on the earth. They got somebody that love them. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to that, it's just the point of the opposite of a woman that attracts us by her having no pussy. We got, it's the opposite that attractions to a woman. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how she look, ugly, it's a woman for everybody on this earth. You feel what I'm saying?
Honey, she can be 90 and pull the 20-year-old because of. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, just in general, we actually want to actually speak on the mysticism topic. That's where the topic lies. There is the actual problem. Now, are you going to, right? Are you going to get up and go learn it and apply it? That's the basic question there. Because unless you sit here and say that I'm going to go, I want to learn how to be able to use things like the laws of attraction towards my benefit, but I can't because I don't know the basics, how to start. How do I start? Where do I start? That's what the conversation in itself is. It's a stigmatism attached to anything involving magic or spiritism. It's an attachment to it. How do we get people to go beyond that and see that, you know what I'm saying, they are already in it and a part of it, but unbeknownst to them? Their energy is already being used and manipulated, but unbeknownst to them. And once they are able to hold that power, they have it, and they don't want to let it go. But we've given it to someone else. Go ahead.
You absolutely right, because like I said, they use images and sigils and everything against us all day, every day. And see, by us not having the knowledge of what we're looking at or what's going on, you feel what I'm saying? We are vulnerable to what they're doing to us. So once we learn the spiritual power and spiritual energy, we'll know what they're doing to us. We can counter at everything. Every action is a reaction. It's the opposite of everything. You always can counter whatever they do. But if you don't understand what they're doing to you, you can't counter what they're doing. You got to understand a person in order to defeat them. Like when you're going to war with somebody, you got to understand your enemy before you can defeat them. You feel what I'm saying? You can't take nothing for granted. And see, by us being so far behind, they so far ahead of us that during the time that we're in, how we in alignment with these stars and our crown, chakra, and everything else, all this is the truth about our personalities and how we act and why this person act like this today, or why he's so mean or he's that type of person. Some people are who they are. You got to realize who you are, figure out who you are, and realize and live your purpose right here on this earth. And thing about it, if you don't know, you're gonna be a walking zombie. You're gonna be living in the spell like all of us are living now. Go to work, pay the bill, and this kind of stuff in the system that they got us in. But like when we live through nature and what give us the real power and respect what's here, then everything will be much better, because it ain't about competition. It ain't about how you look. It ain't about what you got and all of that, because it's enough for everything on this earth. It's enough for everybody here. But the knowledge that we are being lacked from, because we being born from different generations and different things keep being passed down, we got to break out this fucking spell that we in. Like everybody teaching their children to be Christians and all the other religions that they got out here, that we forget about the real true spirituality when they're using everything against us. So what I'm saying is, if everybody was to stop being scared what they call spirituality, because they use it against us every day, then we'll get some just being here that pass down the people that.
Justin, without an objective truth, wouldn't your subjective truth be true by definition?
Say it again. I don't understand what you're saying.
Without an objective truth, something that is objectively true, wouldn't your subjective opinion be true by definition?
You got to put it in better terms, Nick. I still don't understand what you're saying.
What do you mean? I'm saying it quite clear. Without having an objective truth, something that's true irrespective of what you believe, your objective truth, your subjective truth would be true by definition. If you said that vanilla ice cream is the best tasting ice cream you ever had, that's your opinion, but it's true because it's your opinion.
Yeah, because that might be the only ice cream you're gonna try. It might be ice cream out there you ain't never tried to even compare to that. But that's the only ice cream you're gonna try. So of course they're gonna be the best ice cream you ever had.
No, it's irrelevant.
You got something to compare it to.
Hold on, that would be irrelevant. You could have tried every ice cream that's out there. You could still, with your subjective opinion, believe that's true. That it's the best tasting ice cream ever. Right, but that's what you call it. Right, but since it's your opinion, by definition, it would be true.
Whatever subjective view is subjective view, that's what learning about yourself feel like. You might be subjective, have high blood pressure, diabetes when you get older. I might not. You feel what I'm saying? We might eat the same goddamn thing all our life, but you might get it before I get it. You feel what I'm saying?
Hold on. Now you're mixing objective truth with subjective truth. They're different.
He's saying what's your truth versus the truth.
Yeah, so subjective is personal, objective is not personal. That's what basically.
But what I'm saying is not. What I'm saying is not personal. What I'm saying is nature. What I'm saying is that when you're dealing with the powers of nature, that's something that is. You can do about it. Like that is true. Ain't nothing you can do to stop the wind. Ain't nothing you can do to stop the sun. You can't stop what's going on around us. You feel what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is manipulate it.
But you've been talking about people's beliefs, and some of the things people believe are subjective, not objective.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, we were taught this stuff that we being bought into. When we break out of that and learn some of the hidden stuff they try to hide from us, then you'll understand the true meaning of what they're trying to do to us. What I'm trying to say, understand the enemy. You can put two and two together, synchronize everything that they tell us. Like if you learn about spiritual, all the talk making sense to where they get it from. So everything will come in the copy. So you know what I'm saying? Once they copy everything that we do, everything that we done, we getting the leftovers or whatever they don't learn. They ain't gonna give us the whole story.
Right, but it's up to us to put the pieces back together too. And that's what I'm saying about the, you know what I'm saying, the overall collective effort is with all of the things being in unison, then we get to an achieved goal. Now, if we want to talk about the laws of attraction, okay, then I want to take all these bills and turn them into checks. That's the laws of attraction. That, just that thought alone puts things in motion to make that possible. But it's not going to be possible in full without action either, right? So yes, I'm saying that's more on the side of, you know what I'm saying, like what you're saying about just the belief system. But when it comes to the vibrations, the resonance, what's already here, it's already true. There is no malevolent form of it. It simply is. You can take that same energy and turn it into something malevolent through acts of malevolence to gain something of a negative nature that's going to be beneficial for the individual. But you could take that same energy and counterproduct it with something good, with something positive, with something higher. The energy itself just is. It's neither good nor bad.
But you got to know how to operate the energy. You got to know how to guide the energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. So and that's what I'm saying. They know how to do that. We know how to do it. We have chosen not to do it because we have chosen not to look. We find out information and then we don't apply it. So therefore, we're not going to get anywhere with that unless we choose to do so, unless we break past those stigmas and those fears and just do the shit. That's just the reality of it. Now, I'm not going to say that you about to be going to sacrificing no babies and eating chicken legs with, you know, baby blood on it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that's what they have to do because of the level and frequency they're operating on. I don't have to do that because I'm already on a higher frequency. But unless I can get another 300 people on the same frequency with me, these 300 might not even combat what that one is doing. It might not, because that's what I'm saying about the system itself is already operating on that frequency and we are not. And so everything is coming beneficial to them.
The thing about sacrifices is, okay, like we were talking about earlier on here. Okay, you got to give in order to receive. Like you can't get nothing for free in this world. You always got to give to receive. So basically, when you're doing sacrifices on their level or any other level, you giving a spirit or whatever you want to invoke or whatever, giving them more power or giving them something.
Hold on. For you. It's a difference in between invoking and evoking. Mm-hmm. Let me give you that. That's a big thing.
Talk to me then. Come on with it. I thought you were saying, come on, teach us something.
Look, I wasn't talking about that. What I was just trying to demonstrate is, it was like when we were talking about, like, why don't none of us win the lottery? Why don't anyone on this panel win the lottery? Why? Because we're not on that vibration. That's not for us. That's a lower vibration.
Shit, I hit the lottery last week. Like I told you, 3 weeks ago, 6 times. 6 times in the last 2 weeks, I've been hitting the fucking lottery.
Did you win 2 million?
I ain't know about what I won. You said we don't hit the lottery. And talking about winning.
We don't hit the lottery in the capacity to where we get enough money to actually make a positive change.
Because money not for us. I don't want the money.
That's what I'm saying. We not on that level. The money ain't for us. Like you might hit. I could go play a scratch off and get $10, sure. But I ain't never sit here and won millions of dollars, because I'm gonna take that millions and I'm gonna go open community centers and child care centers, and I'm gonna go feed people over here, and I'm gonna go give water over there. I'm whatever. I'm saying whatever. If I get handed right now from the universe $350 million, the money is not mine. It never was mine, because the universe already knows I'm about to take this money and spread it around to where we can make things a little bit better. That's what I'm gonna do. But because that's what I'm gonna do with it, I will never get it. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's about the only way you can get. That's about the only way you can get a lot of money without being controlled. It's about a lottery. You feel what I'm saying? Any other way you gonna be controlled when you get that money? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like being a rapper or being an actor. You controlled by the corporations when you get that kind of money. And too many people in this world that got that kind of money that are wealthy and rich. It's not
now, when it comes to my personal purse, I can answer that. What I'm gonna lose for it, I don't know, but I can't ask for it.
It ain't too many millionaires. It ain't too many millionaires. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who got money gonna be known. Who got a lot of money.
Meaning this, I want money, me, just Victoria the person, or you just say like, hey, you know, I'm struggling, it'd be great to have extra $200-$300. I don't know where it's gonna come from. Boom, I need some money, whatever the case is. Okay, so let's say you sit down and you decide to do a ritual, right? So you're gonna go out on the full moon after you have taken your hot shower and you have saged yourself properly and you have properly cleansed yourself and meditated and said your prayers, and you go outside to that full moon and that full moonlight and you stand there and you start your ritual and you open it and you close it and you finish that ritual is for the purpose of you getting money, right? So you can go out there right now, let's say it's full moon tonight, you go out there, do all of what I said, go out there with your wallet, your purse, and hold it up to the moonlight and you say, fill it up, I need it, fill it up, keep saying it until you feel it is charged and it's real, and then you're done. And within that 30 days the ritual is taking place. Within that 30-day cycle between that moon and the new moon coming back, you're going through the floodgate you just opened. Now, how it's going to come to you, you don't know. You just know that it is. So, if you did that pure heart, good intention, with an honest belief, you'll probably get some money. 9 times out of 10, it'll come to you how you need it to. Somebody might pay you an extra $200, say, hey, I need you to help me move. You might find it on the street. Cool. But if you did that same thing on another level, on another frequency, you might get the $300, but little Tyrone had to get shot for it. That's how it went that day for you to get that. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, the vibration itself, you always have the ability to tap into. How you transform the energy and manifest it back out is entirely up to you. If you're not at right of heart and in the right place and you trying to do it for malevolent reason, you're going to get it, but it's also going to come through a malevolence itself, because that's how you chose to manifest it. So that ain't nothing light. It ain't nothing little. But even to do something that small that I just explained, half of the people out here running around shunning that shit, that's benefiting you. You asking the energies already that be to work in your favor right now, instead of the next man.
That's what you're doing when you're doing spiritual work with knowledge of stuff. Like with Orisha, you dealing with Shango when you're dealing with money and that kind of thing. And ain't different Orishas, all kind of stuff to deal with different things and different situations in your life with your warriors and all that kind of stuff. But this spirits is already walking with you already. You just don't got knowledge of, and you just utilizing the spirits that's walking with you every day. What they call guardian angels or whatever they want to call it. It's in the same concept as that when you doing things like that with rituals and all that kind of. You said different frequencies, different vibrations, and all that. And like I said, when you talk about going into your ancestors, what they talking about? They're talking about you always looking up, but talking about doing anything up or hitting the ground. When you talking about the ancestors because they buried in the graveyard. Because when you're dealing with that kind of spiritual world, you're always dealing with the cemetery and that kind of thing. So when you understand the energies and about the pores and all that kind of stuff that everybody that we always be on these panels talking about, then all that stuff will correlate with each other. Shouldn't be scared of spirituality or what all voodoo and roots and all that kind of stuff. You understand, if you understand it and study it, you'll see really what's going on and why they don't want your hands in it. Because if you're using those energies for your self-purpose or for positive purposes, you feel what I'm saying? So that is a true thing. Like when you run into church and faces, they ain't helping you out now. You feel what I'm saying? Because you still being bothered around with them.
Now,
So
when it comes to your invoking, evoking, when you invoke, you asking, well, more so when you evoking, you're asking for something to be called to mind or to your position. Okay, when you're invoking, you're asking for it to consume or become part of. There's a
yeah,
difference. You
yeah,
asking for help or you asking for someone to control.
see,
Essentially, that's the lowest way I can break that down for you.
yeah, I understand where you come from. 'Cause that's what they do when they bring what you call the goons out, and they get to dancing around. The spirit is jumped on a person, and they get doing everything, moving around. That's right. You see how real that stuff is. You look at Benin and all that other kind of stuff. You'll see really the spiritual powers go to work. And when they invoke something like that, you feel what I'm saying? That's how you like. It's a lot of things to let you know that stuff is real. You know, and everything is real, but we scared of it because we think it's something terrible. We selling our soul. We going to, we going to hear all kind of stuff. It's a lot of truth to all the spirituality stuff that we need to get into and learn about and study into what they don't want us to do. So it seems like you got a little knowledge about yourself, sister, but you must be into it yourself.
It ain't even that. It was like what I was talking to y'all about in the chat the other day. I told y'all my main topic that I want to talk on whenever we get time or I decide to do something about it. We need to talk about the woman's alchemy. The woman's alchemy is missing. The balance is off. That's a real thing. Because, like I said, she was your healer. She heals you through food. She healed you through the combination she used in the medicine. She healed you with all of those things we have forgotten. So the woman's alchemy is a real issue because it's not present. If it was present, we wouldn't be having so many problems. I firmly believe. That's me, in my opinion. But I'm just saying that because that's what we living in already right now. Majority of everything you dealing with is a combination of one or the other. It's that alchemy. It's that sacred geometry mixed with chemistry that gets you results. So, like we discussed before, cosmology, astrology, and your astronomy. You need to know the position of your stars and your moon and your cycles. You need to know these things. You need to know mineralogy. You need to know these things because they all go in conjunction with the alchemy in the kitchen. How you eating, what you eating, when you're eating. All of these things go together so that we are in tune with ourselves, how we're supposed to be for that level of vibration we're trying to be on. We want to be there, but we're not taking all the steps to step up to the plate.
Yeah, you absolutely right about the woman and all of that, about the woman. All that stuff go together with oil and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff go together about when you learn representation of life, about how life is itself. You feel what I'm saying? So when you study the Yoruba stuff and the Ifa stuff and the Orisha stuff, you can see how it correlates with everything that going on what we already doing. But only part that I don't agree with is about the African roots and that kind of thing. Nobody really knows where they come from and all that kind of stuff, but people still are gonna root everything back to Africa. That's the only thing I don't agree with. I just look at it as far as the spirituality point of it and using the energies to make stuff manifest and happen for you that you need to happen. And see, and the thing about it, that stuff it works and it's true if you follow the steps and do what you need to do.
Africa might not be Africa. America could be Africa. Africa could be America. When we talking about Pangea, we talking about unification of the land when the land was one. We talking about that. And the cradle of life being in Africa. We talking about that. But do we truly know where it is?
You right. We only going by what we are told. That's all we're going by, what we are told. But what I'm saying is they don't stop for something being what it is. Energy is energy. I don't care where you from, where you at. Energy is energy. Spirituality is spirituality. I don't care if you're in Alaska. You still got spirits you're dealing with. You still got the night sky. You still got the stars. You still got the constellations. You know what I'm saying? You still got energy that you're dealing with every day. You can't escape that. So it's the point of how you dealing with it and how you die. You know what I'm saying? It's the knowledge of knowing.
And it ain't even how you dealing with it. It's how you controlling it. It's you using your power as opposed to letting someone else using it. You a damn conduit. You're a conduit. And someone else is using it for you. So that's what I be saying when I be out here. You know what I'm saying on the panel with your artists be complaining about that because that's just like they know this. They don't want you to know this. They try to catch you before you figure it out so that they can develop you.
So we talking about the pen or we talking about the sword? Y'all niggas been going on for a good little minute, man. What's good, bro?
I'm good. I step off.
It's your will. It's your will. It's your will.
everybody got their own purpose, man, on why they here and what they need to do. Everybody off track. So once everybody find out their own destiny, their own purpose of why they here and what we need to do, like bro Sanchez said on some of his panel, we gonna keep returning back. You know what I'm saying? So we got to find our purpose and find out what we
is there even a we though?
Your will.
Bro? Is there even a we though? I don't like because I feel like in order for there to be a we, the we have to be amongst a similar mindset or you know some type of cause or you know what I'm saying something. There ain't no we if there's no similarity in thought or moving forward or agreeing on how are we to conquer this certain objective or idea that we want to do. Like if it ain't that, then it is just odd.
It's a we if everybody had the same understanding.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing, bro. You just said what I said. I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
But the thing about it is that you have to want the truth. I have a question about something that they be earning in your spirit for you to have the answer. Like you came to Flat Earth Pain, all the other things. You didn't just jump straight into it. You had questions about other things, and it kind of led you into this kind of stuff because you know too much overwhelmed you. But when you're talking about spirituality and that kind of thing, that's one thing that we definitely have to learn within ourselves. That's a part of us. That's like kindergarten level with that when it comes to us being behind. Cause that's one thing we have to learn within ourselves and spirituality and how to operate this vehicle that we in right now.
Man, I don't think we all want the same motherfucking thing, and I feel like that's where the problem comes in, man. Everybody don't want the same thing. Some people want this, some people want that, some people want this, some people want that. Like, you know what I mean? It's all over the fucking place. There ain't no common want.
But that's because people are still living with their ego.
If everybody had food, everybody had lights, you ain't had to pay no bill, you ain't had to pay for nothing. That means, guess what? What would you fuss and argue about or be jealous about if everybody had the same thing to live?
Man, somebody will come up with something, bro. If those necessities, food, clothing, shelter, was taken care of, somebody come up with something to complain about. I promise.
It won't be nothing to complain about if you ain't had no knowledge of it. You feel what I'm saying? If we ain't had no knowledge of an Xbox or a PlayStation, our kids would be going crazy trying to get something. Their mind would have been created something else for them to, you know what I'm saying, to have fun within themselves to pass by time. Like, look at the times when we grew up compared to how kids grew up now. You feel what I'm saying? Back then we were more hands-on, play kickball, play basketball outside, and all that kind of stuff. You don't even see that no more. You know what I'm saying? So, but we still had creative mind. We still made it. What I'm saying, like our grandparents, they raised 15, 12, 13 kids under one house, like 2-3 rooms in it or something. You know what I'm saying? You look at how amazing how they come up, but look at how we struggling now.
But see, check this out though. That's the thing. It's a glitch in the matrix. The times have changed. The black cat. We seen 2 black cats. Now the paradigm ain't how it used to be. So we got to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't how it used to be. So it can't. The same things can't apply. Yeah, I would love to have multiple children, but according to the conditions, I'm not in a position to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure as other people would like to have a big family. Like families now are like 1 to 2 children, mother and father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, 13. My grandma had 11. You know what I'm saying? So I know what you're talking about. But according to the conditions, people are having a second thought on like, nah, I can't do this because I can't afford it.
But see, even that in itself is just off because our resources and things are being allocated properly. We're not utilizing them properly. So as we are able to have a larger household, we can't because we're being told we can't because we have a population problem. There's not enough food, and because there's not enough food, that drives prices up, which means you have to pay $3 for bread and not 65 cents because it's not being grown locally, because he can't grow this over there because there's a standard over here for that. That's what I'm saying. We can't even function.
The thing is, Victoria, we don't know how to rise above it. We don't know. We don't fucking know. We don't know how to do it. We don't know how to come up out of that propaganda, like I said, propaganda or influence, to say that we can't do that shit. Like, yeah, we want to do that. I know I do. I would love to, but given the conditions, I'm not in a position to do that. I'm just not. If I had millions and millions of dollars coming in, then yeah, okay, yeah, I have a big old family. But according to the conditions, like it doesn't make it. It'd be dumb for me to just pop out, you know, just impregnate a bunch of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It'd be dumb to do that. It wouldn't be smart at all.
No, In the conditions in which you live now, can you change said conditions? Yes, it's gonna take time. Yes.
It's
Do you
gonna
have
take
to pay
time though.
somebody
Yeah,
for
you
that?
can
Yes.
you can change it, but yeah, like I said, and that's where I feel like the information or the knowledge you gotta learn, you gotta understand how this shit works in order to be able to do what you want to do. Like you can do what you want to do.
That's
but
a basic
you're gonna
skill.
come. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
It's a basic skill. It is absolutely a basic skill. We're just talking about how kids is missing basic skills. We missing basic skills. Whether you living in an apartment or a house, if you can't grow your own food, something wrong with you. That's a natural skill. You have the ability to do.
They've stripped us of that ability though. We used to know how to do that shit. We used to know how to do a lot of shit.
That's the point I'm making. We forgetting everything, forgetting all the remedies and everything that our grandparents used to teach me. They used to go to no store and go get all this medicines and stuff we get now, but we got all these new sicknesses and new stuff like that. What I'm saying is we done lost all old knowledge that was natural to the earth, that we didn't need all this technology and all this kind of stuff. That stuff still work. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. Ain't nothing gonna quit. Energy and stuff, and herbs is herbs, and everything gonna have its same effect. Don't matter what. How you mix it up, it's gonna have the same effect when you mix chemicals up. If they attract or don't attract, the same effect gonna happen. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what I'm saying. So the knowledge that we got to obtain to pass it back on, we are losing. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna lose. Everything gonna be destroyed. We're gonna lose the sacred remedies we need to heal or do anything and deal with them.
And it's being buried and it's being capitalized on. It's being monopolized on to where only this certain sector of motherfuckers got access to it, and you got to spend buku or mambuku in order to access the information that we used to have. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, because all the hidden in these secret societies and all that kind of stuff to keep it away from you. But how you think they got the information back then? Because they was shut off from the world. There wasn't no such thing as all this TV and all stuff we got now to keep you occupied. They ain't had no time to do nothing but think and survive. How I'm gonna survive the next day? You feel what I'm saying? How my next meal gonna come the next day and all that kind of thing. Right now, we don't think about that. Oh, we good. Oh, we got food in the refrigerator. Oh, we got our lights on. That's all we think about. But think about it. If everything, like they said, the system was a crash and everything go left, half of us don't know how to survive off of nature. And what we praying for, because everything is here. What we need is the knowledge of us thinking things to exist or knowing what to do with what we got. And
Shit,
so that's
bro,
the thing.
it's more than half, G. It's about 80 to 90%, dog. Go ahead, dog.
No, what I'm saying, we wouldn't know how to survive. That's why everybody have a crisis. Everybody go crazy around here and kill each other. The lack of knowledge. If I knew I could eat this, I knew what I already had a plan together of what I'm going to do, we'll already be doing it. But we already spoiled up and living in the society that we live in today because this is what they got to offer us. You feel what I'm saying? It's natural for us to like women. So when women script and do all that kind of stuff, it's natural for you as a man to look or want it. You feel what I'm saying? Because you as a man, you're attracted opposite. So guess what? They're going to use all the power that you got that they know they have against us. You feel what I'm saying? They use it against us. That's what's going on.
Facts.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about things we have the ability to do, though. What do you have the ability to do now? Right now. What do you have the ability to do right now? What do you have to do? What do you have the ability to do to prepare for that?
So I'm going up all the knowledge I can right now to get ready for this because the only thing I can do is be a man for me and my family right now because I can't. Then when it all boils down, every man gonna be a man for themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't too many people that got a heart that'll help the next man out because trust and loyalty is so far gone now that it's hard to even trust anybody when it comes to living or dying. So you got to obtain all the knowledge you can for yourself, for you and your family, and then go from there. Everybody got to be on the same page within your household, first of all, before you even think about just self. Because once you form a family, it ain't just about you yourself. It's about your lineage, your family. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody
hold on though, bro. If you fucked up, the family fucked up. You got to be right. You do got to think about yourself in order to do for others, though, bro.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm saying.
So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask all the men that's on the panel. You wake up. It's 8:56 a.m. You go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, take a piss. The lights go off. You check your phone. Your phone has no signal. There ain't nothing on the TV. There's nothing on the radio. Your phone has no signal. What do you do?
First thing anybody else do is freak out and panic, right? That was the average person to do. But what I would do is get my mind together of what's going on to not panic and think about what I have around me to survive and to use. You feel? That's when instinct kick in, like animals and anything else. When instinct kick in, that's when you're a whole other different person. You might not know you can fight. You might not have fight a day in your life, but somebody put you in a corner and try to hurt you, some shit might come out of you. You know what I'm saying? The same thing when it comes to our spiritual powers and everything else. You might be a powerful person within, and you don't even know it. You might have the power to read or divination and all kinds of stuff like that to know, more about yourself, about this world. But if you don't utilize that, or if you ain't never picked up a basketball, you might not know how good you is at basketball. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I mean by us in this trying to obtain the knowledge and stop being satisfied with where we at now. Because most people think they got enough knowledge that we can just go from there. You will never learn enough knowledge. You'll never learn enough to, to be perfect, because it's always stuff you can learn every day on an everyday basis on what you can do. That's what they do every day with all the technology and stuff, and how they far ahead of us. They are with technology and everything else, because all they do is sit there and analyze and think and watch how we move and control us like a fucking goddamn on a damn video game with a joystick. They already know what we gonna do before we do it. But we could change all that up if everybody was to be more spiritual and more spirituality. Then it's really too much they can do, because they won't know what you're thinking. Right now they know what we're thinking and how we gonna move. But if a motherfucker don't know how we gonna move and what we thinking, how they can control somebody? Well, everybody got quiet on this motherfucker. What's going on?
Yo, what I want to know is when are we gonna come into grips of reality and know that this system existed and we ain't gonna change this shit. No matter how much you want to change it, one man, like Huey said, you don't need the paperwork. That's one man. You still got 99 more men out there. That's part of the system, and looking at the system, that this system ain't going no place. So you either gonna conform or find a way through or fall in it. And I said,
one thing about it, man, it's way more regular poor people than it is rich people that run the world. So once people find out the truth and find out what's really going on, it'll be almost natural for everything to fall down, man. I mean, nobody can't be in power.
Brethren, I'm gonna say this. You think that them man who's in control, the opposition in control,
once you find out broke on somebody, you feel a whole lot more different for them. When you
Can you hear me?
People look at it. They'll lose all hope about something better? Wrong. They think it's wrong.
Can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Check this out. They already giving you a sign that the earth is getting overpopulated and they want to do something to control population. Whether it's Bill Gates, whether it's Warren Buffett, the dude of the Virgin Mobile, or President Trump himself. Them coming into a thing where the earth is getting too populated for them to keep control. So they want to keep the body count at a certain percent, because they know once it reaches a certain percent and people start to wake up, they're going to lose grips of control, or they can lose grips of control. But they are already implementing as a quiet status quo, as a private status quo, that they cutting your genetic lifespan shorter, because they want control. They want to keep this control. Now, if you or me, yeah, we can think and have the want to end this system, but they would destroy people. They would kill people. This is the reason they go and drop bombs on people, to keep that area in conclusion or under subjection under their rule. If we come up and think that we're gonna really change this system, you got to be prepared to die. And if you ain't prepared to die, if you don't have that, if your mother and father didn't install into you to be willing to die for a cause, man, we ain't changing shit. You understand?
One thing about it, man, you got to have a secret society just like they got a secret society. You got to fight. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't got no, you ain't moving like they operating here.
You just said some shit I've been talking about. Motherfuckers want to run away from that shit, bro. I've been saying we got to have a covert opposition to what the fuck these motherfuckers doing. You right about it. Go ahead.
That's the only way. I mean, because you got everybody.
Your will.
They gonna see what you got there doing. They already got eyes everywhere on what you do on the internet or whatever. They already know what you're doing and how you operate. But what kind of system within yourself, within ourselves, like you have a goddamn secret society, I got themselves, and have somebody in power that will be down with it. That's the only way something to move. People got to move out of fear. People got fear of being broke or fear of being back to where they were. So people with money, it's hard to persuade somebody that's rich to do some things for somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? Because they straight. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't gonna think about nobody else. They gonna think about where they come from and what they doing. So they gonna think about themselves.
Your will.
How is it in a secret society if everybody know about it?
It's a secret because of what's within that society is not known to everybody. That's what make it a secret, bro.
What I'm telling y'all is what's more powerful than the military is spirituality. What I'm trying to tell y'all.
You keep saying that word spirituality. I have no idea what you're referencing to.
What I'm saying, when you use spirituality, that's more powerful than any weapon. You feel what I'm saying?
What is that?
When you dealing with the way somebody,
what is spirituality? I don't know what you're talking about. What is that?
Spiritual energy. When you're dealing with your ancestors and the other powers, what I'm talking about, there ain't nothing they could do about that besides kind of what they already know. You know what I'm saying? Because they already dealing with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Spirituality is also spirituality is using everything in nature around you. Anything that is physically around you, that energy, that frequency, that resonance on top of, think about it. Everything has a life.
So when you say spirituality, you really just mean in reality? Because that's what you just said.
Okay, hold on. I could physically go pick up a rock, but I can't. I can physically go pick up a rock, but I physically cannot physically with my hand connect to the energy inside said rock, right?
Why?
No, I can't do that.
Why?
With my hand?
Well, yeah, you can use the process.
So I'm just going to pull an invisible force from within the rock with my hand, and then it turns into a tangible item that I can use. That's not how that's happening.
Wait a minute. See, that's the problem. I don't think there's an invisible force inside the rock. I think there's a process you can use to turn that rock into energy using your hand. Yes.
The rock already has energy. There's nothing else to try to create that's already created. You're talking about using what's there.
Hold on. Yeah, once again, you're not creating energy. You're simply transferring the energy from the rock into a usable energy that you can use.
Right, but I can't physically just pick up the rock and I'm going to absorb all the rock's energy and then manifest it into a fucking Tootsie Roll popping out my hand. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, in observance of all things around you, out as well as in, you are manipulating the energy said around you. Yes, because those energies go past. Those energies go past what the day itself is. That energy is old, and that energy is forever. It's always there.
Hold on. As human beings, we have ways and processes that we use to transfer energy from multiple sources. All right, and you're saying in this way, how do you take a rock and transferring that into an energy? We have multiple ways of converting rock into energy. All right, we know the potential of the energy that's in the rock, and we know how to transfer it. That's what That's what we do with uranium. All right, when they make a nuclear power plant, they get uranium. They build the machines necessary to extract that energy and transfer it and use it.
Okay, so you're talking about a man-made process.
Is there any other? Other than things.
You're talking about like an industrial process, and we're talking about a spiritual level. Meaning just the internal energy that is from with you and anything around you.
You keep saying the exact same word, and I've asked you, what do you mean when you say spiritual? I have no idea because you haven't said so.
So what are you looking for? A different terminology? You explain to me what you were looking for.
No, I'm looking for you to explain what you're talking about because I don't know.
He just gave his definition and I just gave mine. The active life force within everything there is in existence.
What about what about objects that aren't alive? Like rocks. Rocks aren't alive. So
why is the rock not alive? It has energy.
Because rocks don't.
Because he can't talk to you? Because he can't say hi, surprise? Is that why he's not alive?
Because
so the wind is alive. You don't think the wind is alive? You don't think the weather is alive? You don't think nature is alive yourself?
No, they don't.
When I'm saying that when lightning strikes, you think that motherfucker ain't alive?
No, it doesn't reproduce.
You got like no energy.
So
No, it
we're
doesn't
hold
reproduce.
on. We're having a pseudoscience conversation right now because you were talking about the
What are
applications
you
of
talking
science versus the principles of spirituality, which is what we're talking
No,
about.
you haven't said what spirituality is, so I still don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Did I
You
not
just
say
keep-
this 3 times?
No, you didn't. Go
I
again.
did.
Say it. Say it again, because once again, you keep referencing things.
She said
But
it, bro. She
I
said
said
it.
it
She's
3
talking about the
times.
life. She's talking about. She said the life source. She said the spirituality is the life source of everything that is, bro. She said
And
that shit.
I asked her.
That's what she's saying.
Well,
That's
whether
what
you
she's
want to
saying.
accept it or not, she said it.
And I asked her, what about things that aren't alive? And then she started referencing rocks as living beings, even though they do not reproduce.
It's
So
not
why-
alive to you.
No, what do you mean?
You
when
said it's not alive because it doesn't reproduce. It's not alive because it doesn't have a conversation with poor you.
give
Poor
me
you.
an
I can't help you if you don't understand that it
Hold
is
on.
still an active force within that.
Okay, give me
So,
an example.
Gary,
of
so
something that
rocks
gives
do
me-
reproduce.
Hold on,
If I
hold
take a
on,
big boulder
hold-
and I break it in a million pieces, it produced a million pieces.
No, it didn't. You broke it. It didn't reproduce. Like, are you insane? That's not reproducing. Now,
Do water reproduce? Do water reproduce?
Give me. Hold on. First, give me an example of something alive, and then give me an example.
I
of
don't
something
even know
that's
what to
not
do
alive.
with that because we're at the day and age where people can literally produce without a human. So I don't even know what part of the conversation we're at right now.
That's called asexual reproduction. That has no bearing on whether or not. So once again, I'm asking you, what are you meaning something is alive?
How
Give
you
me
gonna
an-
say
give
what
me an
has
example.
bearing and what it doesn't have bearing?
What are you talking about?
You just told her that has no bearing on what you're talking about.
Right,
How you gonna say that?
Right, because she said that you can reproduce without another human. That's called asexual.
That's a form. That's
reproduction.
I
reproduction,
wasn't
right?
even talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that they can take your seed and my egg and grow a whole child in a damn lab without it being inside of a mother. I'm talking
That's
about that actually. I wasn't talking about that at all, just for clarification.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is,
it's called artificial insemination. That's exactly what it's called. Go ahead.
Right,
if
but it's
you
a
have
process.
it,
Hold on. Artificial insemination is a process that replicates what happens naturally in nature. So it already happens.
We got air and wind. We got air and wind all around us. We got air and wind all around us, right? But you can use the fan to amplify that goddamn wind, or amplify that air that's around us.
I'm trying to get an understanding of what y'all are calling alive and not alive, because I need to have a basis to know about what the hell you're talking about.
Forces of nature. I'm talking about forces of nature. It's something you can't. It's something that you can't even do nothing about.
Are forces of nature alive?
So the water gonna stop flowing in the river? The water gonna stop moving in the ocean? The wind gonna stop blowing?
How is this relevant to whether or not it's alive?
No,
or not?
he
is it alive or not? Is it alive?
He wants a literal explanation to the word to the letter. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wants. He wants that.
Yes, I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. You're leaving it just up in the air to you can believe whatever you think it is.
Who's to say otherwise? Why do I have to give you my definition and you live off of my definition as to what spirituality is? Spirituality is whatever that means for you, and what my definition of that is an active force that lives amongst us. Period. Within everything on the planet. Period. That is Victoria's definition of that. Your definition of spirituality could be entirely different. You could say, I like praying to little puppets, saw puppets all day, and that's your form of spirituality. If that's what it do for you. But what I'm talking about, as far as the common nature amongst us all, the one thing that affects every last person on the planet, that's real, because we all are surrounded and living in it and living on it and off of it and within it. As in, so without.
Okay, so then what you're calling spirituality sounds like your subjective opinion. It's not anything objective in reality that we can point to that's part of reality.
How is that?
Because you just said that. You just said that. Because that's what you just said.
I did not just say that. I said if you want to sit and play the saw puppets and that's what works for you, that's what works for you.
No, listen. You just said that spirituality is whatever you make it to be, right? Which means it could be anything. It could be.
I said spirituality is whatever you believe and design it to be. What we were talking about is the truth on this plane, this planet, and I was talking about what affects all of us, regardless as to your belief. I'm talking about that.
Hold on, but if it's subjective to the person, then you can't speak for all of us because it would be different for each person, wouldn't it?
How can I not? Because that affects everybody. I don't pray to saw puppets.
But what if they do?
They can if they want. They can if they want, but they can't escape the actual life force that is already out here active and moving amongst the land. They can't escape that. You can't escape that.
Hold on, but they don't agree with you that that spirituality is the life force. That's the problem. Because you just made it so that it's up to whoever the person is.
So Gary,
that's already here. That's already here.
She can't say what she's saying with everybody, but you can say everybody starts off in disbelief.
Yes, that's an objective truth. That's not up to my opinion.
But when she